Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're going to be going over the injury report, right? Got to talk about some of the players that look like they may not be on track to playing on Sunday versus the Bears. And also, right, we got to go over some of the roster moves and some of the team updates that have happened recently with the Las Vegas Raiders. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the intro started and let's get the show cracking.
Young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
What is the deal, man? Once again, it's another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on that like and the subscribe button, and please hit on the little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes like this one right here. But like I was saying, man, we got to go over some of the roster moves, right, that has went on with the Las Vegas Raiders, some of the team updates, and also we got to go over the injury report. You know how we got to do for this week. You got to make sure who's on track, to be playing and who is on track to not play. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this shit started. So let's start with the injury report, right? Looking at here, I got my trusty and handy injury report in front of me, right? Start with the first player, Davante Adams, with a shoulder injury, right? He was limited. Now, this is the third straight week Davante, ever since the Green Bay game, I believe, he came down awkwardly. He's still limited with that shoulder. I think the shoulder is worse than what they're trying to lead on. I think it gives him more pain than what the Raiders and Davante are trying to lead on that it gives. So, maybe some of the lack of production we've seen for Davante is them trying to keep him healthy in a way, as weird as it sounds, so he doesn't take that much big punishment. But seeing how Jimmy G throws that motherfucker, he'll be right with him. You feel what I'm saying? Being carted away to a goddamn hospital from some of the balls that Jimmy Garoppolo was throwing. All right, so at the end of the day, all right, we're seeing Davante, and I think that his injury is more than what's leading on. Now, is it anything that's going to keep him out of games? No, but I do think it's causing him a little bit more pain than what we know. All right, so Davante's shoulder, Jacorian with a shoulder and a knee, limited today, right? Max Crosby with a knee and thumb, limited. Jimmy Garoppolo, the one that we all kind of knew was coming, right? Kind of prepared y'all for it. But Jimmy Garoppolo did not practice and is probably not on track to be playing. All right, he's more than likely, like I said, you leave the game like that in the ambulance, you leave the game and go straight to the hospital, you're probably not going to be playing the next week. So, once again, right, we sit here and say, it's Aiden O'Connell's time. And it's up to him. We can all want him to start. You know me, I want him to start. But at the end of the day, he has to seize the moment. So now it's on him now. You know what I mean? The fans want it. Most of the fans want to see him. But now it's up to him to seize and grab that moment and be the starter for the Raiders long term. Let's see what happens. But Jimmy Garoppolo is out. Tyler Hall with an ankle, limited. Got some more on him later. But with an ankle, he was limited. But that's a guy that I'm really hoping they can stay out there in our secondary, because when he's out there, he makes a world of difference, man. So Justin Herron, we haven't seen anything from him this year so far, but he has a concussion and he did not part. Another troubling one, Nate Hobbs, once again, did not part. Okay, so this is looking like third straight week. He's not looking on track. All right, remember, it's an ankle injury that he sustained as well, late, I believe, in the Green Bay week as well. So, we're still seeing him recover from that. Now, I know some people are going to sit there and be like, oh, Nate Hobbs sucks. Nate Hobbs is this. And let's keep in mind, all right, before the injury, we were all talking about Nate Hobbs in a certain light, and we were saying, all right, he's getting better. Now, one thing I do have to point out is that ever since we have drafted him, he's had that little syndrome where it's been hard for him to stay on the field, right? We got to call a spade, right? He's injured often, and he's not really available often. We saw it, I believe, his rookie year. He had some, or he probably finished that rookie year. Y'all let me know. I don't remember, but I know for sure that second year, which was last year, we're seeing him get injured, was out for a significant amount of time. And I believe it was the same thing rookie year. And now we're seeing it again in the third year's patterns, right? So, I mean, regardless of how talented a player is, the best ability is availability. And we all know that, right? So hopefully he can get back on the field. I'm not going to sit here and say his play and how he is and, he sucks or whatever. I'm not going to say all that. But he does need to start getting back on the field because we're seeing guys like Tyler Hall. We're seeing guys like, Amik Robertson start to step up in that absence, man. And now he's missing all this time. He's not going to be in the rhythm of the defense. The defense is playing with some swag right now, right? Now, easily he can get in here and plug and play, right? But at the end of the day, we're looking at an ankle injury for a corner. He's going to lose a little step, and it's going to take him a minute to get it back once he gets back into play in the game. All right, so now we're looking last one, Robert Spillane with a knee, shoulder, but he was a full participant today. So full participant, he's going to be playing. My gut feeling is that all these players are going to be playing except Jimmy Garoppolo and except Nate Hobbs. I think those are the only two that I can book for right now. Is definitely not going to be playing, but everybody else should be out there, should be on track to move out there. Now the Bears have a number of injuries, right, that they're looking at. Nate Davis, a guard for them, ankle. He did not part. Keep in mind on that. He's one of the guards that they have that they really like, right? And their offensive line is really banged up already. Dan Feeney with a knee, limited. He's an O-lineman as well. Justin Fields did not part with a right thumb dislocation. Like I said, he left but last week's game. And I had the feeling that he was not going to be playing. Here we are. I don't think he's going to be playing. So expect to see that Badgett kid out there, the undrafted rookie that they got. Either him or the other quarterback that they have is Nathan Peterman. So expect one of those two guys, right? So we see Justin Fields, Travis Homer, running back with a hamstring, limited. All right, and they were down their fourth string running back against the Vikings last week. So they had to sign Deonta Foreman, and that's their fourth string. So they're really down and depleted, but we're seeing Travis Homer get back on there. Eddie Jackson, a guy that he got some real good ability with a foot. He was limited. Okay, Roshan Johnson with a running back with a concussion, did not part. Okay, cool. Doug Kramer, O-lineman for them, a thumb. He was full participant. Yannick Ngakoue with a back was limited. Terrell Smith with the illness did not part, and Darnell Wright with a shoulder. Their promising tackle rookie has a shoulder injury, and he is limited as well. So a lot of injuries for the Bears, right? They're a little banged up, especially on the front. And that's the thing, right? If you're banged up and your O-line and your quarterback is ugly. So we need to make it shake, right? We need to make something shake when we get to Chicago this weekend. We need to cause disruption. We need to cause havoc. And obviously, a couple days away from giving my keys to the game on Friday. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But, we're going to keep it real simple for our keys to victory on Friday, right? And sometimes what I always say, football is a simple game, bro. We don't need to make it complicated. And for this Sunday, you keep it real simple when you're with these keys to win the game. But as we can see, right, we're seeing all these injuries. Raiders look like they're fairly relatively healthy, right? We haven't had our bye week yet, so keep that in mind. So there's still more football to be played, but we're relatively for week 7 pretty healthy with no bye week yet, and with the bye week still coming. So relatively, week 7, not bad. Okay, so we got to keep this winning streak going. Now, for your roster updates, for your team updates, okay? Now, I know I kind of missed the little things uncharacteristic of me. But, right, we're here, and I'm going to update you on who the Raiders have signed to the active roster, who the Raiders have put to the practice squad, released, yada, yada. All right, so let's go ahead and start it off like this. Now, I did miss this, and I had to give you guys this little nugget. We signed DJ Turner, and we signed cornerback Sam Webb to the practice squad. Okay, so Sam Webb is back, and this is a guy during the offseason. I was like, okay, I want to keep him. I like the length. And at the very minimal, he's another body that understands the system. Okay, now you're seeing Brandon Faison has yet to take a snap for the Raiders. Okay, Nate Hobbs is dealing with things now. Jacorian Bennett on and off is dealing with issues here and there. So we need another body, right? We need another guy in here who's going to come in here and be able to play some coverage. And I'm not going to lie, I like Sam Webb. I really do. And I hope he gets a fair shake. So I think, I love his length. I love his athleticism at the end of the day. So I really want Sam Webb to get a fair shake and try to at least get on the field. Maybe we see him this week, maybe we don't. But, that's some of the moves right there. Also, we signed a tackle, Jalen McKenzie, to the practice squad as well. Released wide receiver Malik Flowers from the practice squad. That was a couple days ago. All right, and now for today, most recent moves. The Raiders have signed cornerback Tyler Hall to the active roster. Okay, now this is a guy that on this channel, we were saying he needs to find more playing time, whatever it may be, he needs to stay on the field, even when Hobbs comes back. Why? Because when he's on the field, he's a difference maker. All right, you see the sticky coverage. You see his run fist. You see him stick his nose in there when the run is coming to him, right? I really, really like Hall. And I've liked Hall since last year. Okay, now I've liked Hall since the Raiders found and played him that last year towards the end of the season. Beats me on why he started the game, why he started this season on the practice squad and not on the active roster. It beats me because last year he played well and last year warranted him getting just a nice little extension from the team, about 1 year. So him not playing, it's baffling. But the Raiders have finally got it right. He's on the field, whether it be injuries, whatever the case, and he's played very well. So I really like seeing Tyler Hall signed to the active roster. We're going to probably see more of him coming up this Sunday as well, and I'm all here for it. Now, some not so great news, right? Roderick Teamer was placed on injured reserve. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, it's just Roderick Teamer, but understand, our special teams so far is close to being the strength of this goddamn team, bro. Our special teams is good. Very, very good. And Roderick Teamer is a part of that, okay? We can't just neglect certain parts of the game, right? We got to understand, we love the flashy shit on the offense. We love the aggressiveness on defense, but you need a good special team, regardless of it, right? You still need a good special team. And he was a captain of that. So, we lose a captain on the special teams side of things, right? Somebody who's going to go ahead and be a gunner and at the same time make sure everything's good on punt coverage, kick return, whatever the case, right? We're losing that. So, and we're losing another body in the secondary once again. So, these are things that you have to manage because at the very minimal on defense, he's a body that we need. Okay, now they still have yet to play Isaiah Palomar and certain guys, right? Chris Smith hasn't gotten any type of tick. So now that maybe elevates Chris Smith now, right? So let's keep that in mind, right? What's today? Wednesday. Let's see on Sunday if Chris Smith ends up getting elevated or one of these other safeties end up getting elevated because of Roderick Teamer. So let's see. But he's something we definitely got to look at. And then also they signed a tight end, John Samuel Shanker, to the practice squad. So he's also signed to the practice squad. So that is your news, your updates, the injury report for the Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all let me know down below what, surprises you, what makes you mad, what makes you happy, regardless of it, right? Let me know how you guys felt about the news that you heard in today's show. Once again, make sure you're tapping on the like, tapping on the subscribe button. Your boy goes live tomorrow, Thursdays, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you're not late to that. Pull up, man. We might have some guests tomorrow. We might have a nice, cracking show tomorrow. So make sure you guys pull up with that. And, pull up to my other homies' show as well. Protect the Shield. Turf, the Ultimate Raider Fan. My boy Darian, Nothing But Raiders Podcast. My boy Raider Solo. Afakasi Raider, my boy Leo, all my guys, man, even my boy CT, when he started getting this thing cracking, go ahead, look at all of their channels, man, because at the end of the day, we all spitting that real Raider talk on the Real Raider Network. So you already know what time it is, man. Make sure you tapping on all the buttons, and y'all know I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and it's still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?